Hello and welcome back to the morning after World Cup. 2 boys, 1 World Cup. My name is Ian Higgins. Sam Perry sits across from me. You are watching the grey cricket. You already know that because you clicked on this link. This is brought to you by ASKTGC, India's leading digital insurance company. See the news, Pez?
I did.
Oh, we should need to renegotiate some terms.
Well, I sent a message out there. Blue Bombers.
Congrats on becoming a unicorn company. Not really sure what that means, but...
It means you're worth $1 billion, just in case people in the comments now want to educate you
Sure.
that.
See, he goes, what you need to understand is about unicorns is that they're just a horse with a traffic cone on their head.
That don't exist.
Hey, Australia... Or in the dating world, they're bisexuals that come into a threesome. That's a unicorn as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I read that online. Pez, Australia won another game of cricket. What a time to be alive. They chased down Sri Lanka's 154 for 6, and they did it with 3 overs to spare, 3 wickets down, 7 wickets in the bank. Put that to me in grade terms.
Bit of a different grade explained today, Higo. So I want you back in the sheds now. And in Australia, I know they probably do it in other countries as well, a bit of a 3-2-1. You know, like so it's JL or whoever doing the 3-2-1. All right, boys, yeah, gather around. All right, 3 points.
Hey!
Yeah, 3 points all, but change the game there, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice,
well done, yeah, 2 points to the bull, David. The bull's back.
Oh, the bull.
The bull's back. Hey, the paddle pop lion dropped you there, but we'll forget that. And 1 point to Finchy. 1 point to Finchy, boys. A skipper, a couple out of the middle there. You got a weird helmet. No doubt safety is a bit paramount, but and short peaks a bit how you going. But Finchy's back.
Now
underneath the southern got dance, man.
Don't sing the Bangladesh team song. Australia play them next. Hey, if you're new here, click like, click subscribe. We're on the march to 100k. Have been for a while, but you know, whatever. Who cares? All right, Pez, the 3 things. Give it to me. Give me the first thing of the 3 things.
First one, okay. I've got ZAMPA changes it. Okay, so Sri Lanka get off to a flyer. Doing well. LANKA, love how he's hitting them.
Yeah.
I thought this was a 180 deck. It looked a really good deck for batting. And Sri Lanka were flying, as I said. But ZAMPA does this regularly. He goes, so what, Sri Lanka, 43 after 4 overs or something like that?
1 for 53 in the power play.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. I'll tell you what it's not.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what it's not. He's always able to slow things up. He's very, as Finch said, he's very, very good in the middle, and it's his array of, you know, people say he's a leg break bowler. Most of them are googlies. In fact, they showed that on the screen. But he's a great exponent of wrist spin bowling.
A great exponent?
No, not a great exponent. I think he doesn't even have a grade club, which was a goal of his. Yeah. But
he picks clubs that have a bye.
Exactly,
to play
every
for them.
week.
Yeah.
His action rarely changes. He's able to subtly vary his wrist position. He's able to subtly vary his trajectory and his pace, and he ends up with 2 for 12 off 4. He completely put the skids on them. And I think it's worth shouting out. He does it very often, and the best compliment you can give him is that, to my mind, teams regularly opt not to take him down. They regularly opt to see him off and take down the other guys. So he's regularly seen as the danger in the T20 format for Australia, and he did it again. You know, Sri Lanka were looking good, and then once he slowed them up, the quicks came back on. Against Sri Lanka, they've always got this vibe where Australia's quicks are just too quick for them. I don't know if there's not enough chest or physique or something, or they need a little bit more muscle on that bicep. Maybe not at all, but quicks are too good, and then they just limped to 150. It wasn't enough.
Sri Lanka and Pereira were red hot. Like that, they were on for 180. They weren't going on 9s for a period of time. Sri Lanka 35 of 27, and then Pereira, before he got Starked, 35 of 25. I mean, those two were going red hot. Couple of lefties at the crease. Pereira hit Stark for a massive bomb over long on. They just looked good. You know, like when Stark's in his rhythm, he's bowling quick. It's coming from a great height, great angle, looks good, plays good, feels good.
Yes.
It feels good in my eyes. My eyes feel good when I'm watching that. But then when he just missed his length and then Pereira just got him over wide mid-on, I was thinking that is a good-looking shot. For me, pace bowling, hitting 6 wide mid-on is that's the best looking shot for me.
Left-hander wide mid-on?
Yeah.
Wow. Big call.
Yeah.
Big call. And specific call. Pace bowler left-hander wide mid-on.
So he goes, what you need to understand about left-handers.
Exactly, just the angle that Stark's... Well, let's talk about Stark for a second. You talked about when Stark's bowling with rhythm. Do you think he is? Because we pointed out on the live stream last Saturday that he seemed to be running in slowly. And obviously, friend of the show, Shane Watson, was listening to that live stream while he was concurrently commentating on Saturday, because
right, mate.
he made that point overnight as well.
Oh, right.
That he just looks like he's struggling for confidence with snapping through his action, and also with his approach to the crease. And I'm happy to accept Shane Watson's analysis on that front.
I'll think about that more before I sit on the fence before I think of what Shane Watson has to say. He finished with 2 for 27. Just looked up of his 4. I thought he came back really well, and like he's probably got the best Yorker in world cricket. I can't think of another one now, especially like Malinga's retired, or I guess Boomer's got a good one. But Stark for me is probably it's probably the best. And then he gets Pereira the ball after that 6 with that Yorker. And
how many people in the huddle said, "Come back, man"?
Come back, Stark.
Yeah.
Come back.
Open your mouth.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, so Sri Lanka were 1 for 78, and then with Stark and Zampa especially tightening it down, they went from 1 from 78 to 5 for 94, and then it's like they've just Sri Lanka'd themselves.
Yeah,
which is a phrase that I'm trying to coin. They've Sri Lanka'd themselves.
It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Rajapaksa, lone hand, 33 not out. He looked good, but like I said, once you get into number 6, number 7, I feel like with the Sri Lankans and you bring back the big thoroughbred horse quicks, just looks like there's too much velocity on the ball.
I agree. Question though, Pez. So Australia's balance. Obviously, Agar hasn't played again, but there's a balance question here. They're trying to get him into the team because Australia's 5th bowler. So we're talking chop out overs now.
Yeah.
My favourite thing. Maxwell got his 4 overs in against that first game against South Africa, and he only bowled 1 over this time. Bowled in the power play, got teed up.
Yeah.
And then Stoinis bowled 3, and then he got teed off as well. And Stoinis has hardly done much bowling. Mitch Marsh didn't bowl in this game, but Australia's 5th bowler in this game went for 51.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Stoinis,
that's a bit how you going.
Mate, he started well, Stoinis. His first over was great, and then he goes for consecutive boundaries. He's got a lot of mixing it up with slower balls and stuff like that, but a little bit of width, and he just seems to be teed up pretty easy. Get Agar into the side. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll just look at the deck against England and
I was sort of wondering are the chop out overs the most important? And I'm just trying to think who is the best 5th bowler in world cricket? I'm not really sure. I think the attacking the 5th bowler is just part of the game. So I suppose if you can minimise that damage there, then I suppose that is really important. But I don't know how. I actually don't know how crucial it is.
This is the question about Australia, because they were posed the problem by Sri Lanka when they got onto Maxwell. That's okay, we're going to have to turn to Stoinis and then Mitch Marsh as the third option there. Stoinis got teed up as well. I think about things like when they play England on the week. We just fast forward straight ahead now, but think about playing against England on the weekend. What if they can take Zampa down, for example? Where does Australia go then? I do think there's a few holes there if 1 or 2 things go wrong, but they didn't particularly in this situation, so they were okay.
All right, give me the second thing.
Second one is the old bull back. He goes, so the headline's already screaming this morning in Australia, Warner's back. And as I said earlier, the paddle pop lion, Kusal Pereira dropped him on 18. Really, really bad drop to the point where the umpire was putting his finger up. But on the other hand, how about the salad on it?
I don't know if I've ever felt more safety in the last year of Australian cricket than watching Dave Warner bat lidless with a moustache and whacking him to the leg side. He looked really good leg side, especially off the spinners. He attacked the leg side really well. Looks good, plays good, feels good. Can I say as well that I really like this kit? This kit that Australia played in, I really like that kit. Fucking bin that 80s shit that they're trying to go for, the retro, but it's not retro thing. Bin it. That's the worst kit I've seen in my lifetime. This kit, I like it. Red hot. So Warner, that's what I said. Dave Warner's batting. Him batting lidless, the spinners, whacking to the leg side with a moustache. I'm into it.
Mate, I thought he whacked some absolute pump. There was some
There was some dross.
Yeah.
There was some dross.
I felt like that was too much to swear just then for some weird reason.
Yeah.
It was fucking pump.
Wow, that's racist, mate.
In the lead up to this match, he was talking about something changing, like batting on concrete or sliding concrete or something.
Yeah,
shit,
that's right.
With Aaron Finch. I actually thought... one of the good signs I saw with Warner in this innings, because I did think it was a bit 2s and 3s that he was facing.
Yep.
He plays tip and run. Like he very rarely hits the ball and holds the pose. And you know when he's batting well, when he's getting busy around that kind of stuff. And he says his feet are dancing. And there was a little bit of that in this innings, which I thought was good to see. He really should have been out. That was one of the worst drops of all time.
100%. 100%.
I'm not sure he was enormously challenged. I thought Finch batted the better of the two.
I agree.
In the power play. Some crisp stuff down the ground.
Yeah.
It was a 70-run opening stand. So there's a lot of safety in that. Finch-Warner 70 power play.
Mate, Kamara's quick.
Yeah.
Fuck. Where's that come from?
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously about quick his entire life, but like, where's my knowledge of Sri Lankan cricketers generally coming from?
It just came up now because they just do all their work and then just play one game against Australia where we might watch it at whatever time we feel and we say, oh, okay. And then just, move on to the next thing.
How come Arjuna Ranatunga wasn't playing this game?
Exactly.
Is he still a captain?
I miss Kalu with Arana.
Oh, fuck yeah. Kalu. Finch, the fifth batter to get to 2,500 T20I runs through this innings. He now joins a weird list of Kohli, Guptill, Sharma and Paul Sterling.
Ah, yes.
Of the five famous T20I batters to get 2,500 runs.
Wonderful list.
But also the running between the wickets was odd. Because, Warner was like, mate, can you reply back to my emails? Can't, mate, busy. He was very busy, tip and run shit. Finch wasn't having a bar of it, really.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, so is Warner back? Hard, isn't it, mate? It feels a little bit areas, if I criticise it, when he got 300s in the 2019 World Cup, people are like, a bit slow. He got 3 international hundreds in a tournament. But he should have been out on 18. He should have been out on 18.
It would have been a long time, mate, since he's made 60-odd runs and just had the pleasure of hitting boundaries, hitting guys over the top, just the feel of that in the game. It obviously can't hurt him, but he will be tested. It will be interesting to see.
I really wanted Maxwell to come in because he came in at 3 to sort some net run rate stuff out, which might come.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah, and he only got 5. I really wanted him to clean 35 not out, but maybe that'll. He hasn't caught hot yet in his 2 innings. Maybe he catches hot against England. He's definitely got it in him.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel good about the big fucking rooster coming in and just getting the job done?
Little flick 6 as well there, just over mid-on, wide mid-on. I thought that was cool. I thought it was another good sign to see Maxwell come in at 3. Obviously, it didn't work out. They have plenty coming after him. But I thought that was a good sign of flexibility from Australia again, prepared to play with a little bit of nous, trying to be proactive about getting the net run rate up. I mean, you don't want to forecast. Still haven't played enough games to forecast too far ahead. But, if England managed to beat Australia, and we're going to talk about that in a second, then it's going to be a race for second. And if South Africa go with them, then it's going to be a net run rate question. So I like that they tried to do that.
Yep. Let's go on.
Yeah, okay. Can Australia beat England, Higgins?
I think Dubai, which is where Australia's now next 2 games are, and the game against England on Sunday night is Saturday night, Sunday morning our time. Dubai's the flattest wicket, and this win here from Australia, it's the 13th time out of 17 that the team batting second has won.
Yep.
England's depth of skilled batters, I think, outweighs the skill of Australia's bowlers. I think also that this is a really satisfying, really good, clean win. I'm super impressed with Australia. I thought they're much more together than what I thought they were coming into this tournament. And in terms of tactically, as a group, it's been impressive. I think we need to cool our jets a little bit about beating Sri Lanka like this. I'm not saying you and I fucking going over the top, but it's a 7-wicket win in a tournament, which is good. But Sri Lanka had to qualify to get in. You can see they've got some skilled players, and they might beat it. They might beat the West Indies. They might beat other higher ranked teams, but they're not great.
Yeah.
Let's call that out. England are really good. Maxwell hasn't caught hot yet. Australia can beat England. Australia can. England are a better team. Yeah. England are a far better team, but in T20 cricket, Maxwell catches hot or whatever, and something can happen. But
I think Australia could push England, but England seem to be an actualised team.
It's good word for it. Yeah,
Australia's still working themselves out, and it frustrates me that Australia. There's already a failure for me, and I know that's going to sound really negative because Australia could go on and do all the best stuff, but Australia arrive at this tournament still working themselves out.
That's what I mean.
Whereas England worked out their white ball structures years ago and are now just in effect doing it. Australia are like a supergroup band, great players or whatever, but we can riff occasionally, but are we a band? So you don't rule out that it comes together and they play a great set.
Exactly.
But I feel like it's going to be a great test to see where Australia are because it's not so much how Australia go when all their guys are firing or their first plan works. It's when the first plan doesn't work. Where are they on plan number 2, plan number 3? And on that Dubai wicket, which is a good batting wicket, England have all of the tools to expose Australia. So I'm really keen to see how Australia stands up to that.
Saying that, I think from here, Australia, you'd have to say are favourites to make the semi-finals. So they're on 4 points.
Yeah.
2 more wins guarantees it. They've got to play Bangladesh, England, and the West Indies, obviously. 1 more win might do it. So Bangladesh and West Indies, the most they can get is 6 points because they're both on 0. The most that South Africa and Sri Lanka can get is 8 points because they've obviously got 1 win each. Of course, how mathematics works is neither of those teams can all make 8 points or whatever. But Australia might only need 1 more win. 2 will definitely do it. But then do you even want to finish first? Because then you're probably going to have to play against India, but then Pakistan are playing so well. So, I mean, whatever semi-final you get, it's going to be a hard game. But yeah, I think Australia are in the box seat to make a semi.
Couldn't have asked for a better start in terms of points. It's literally perfect.
But isn't it funny, mate, how close Australia were to losing the first game? It would have been absolutely catastrophic.
Yeah.
Media, conversations everywhere.
Totally.
Stein isn't doing the interview with us. I'll give you the tip.
And I think also playing Sri Lanka on that kind of wicket as well, you know.
Yeah, good point.
Hashtag AskTGC. He goes, thanks to Acco. Unicorn Acco. Happy to chat, Acco, whenever.
Just give us 10%.
Should clear at this point. We have a great arrangement with Acco, and we're very and they're wonderful to work with. Truly, okay.
I've just asked for 10% of 1.1 billion.
they're really good. There's a reason they're worth that amount because they're great to work with.
Have we boosted that?
That's a great question. Let us know if anyone does finance and stuff can work out our contribution to that 1.1 billion valuation.
Apparently they raised 255 mil yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean it was a good show yesterday.
Well, it was a good show with Stoinis. Yeah.
Through the roof.
Yeah. You know, coincidence?
Yeah.
I think not.
Yeah, I think not.
Rembrandt Q. Einstein
this would be
writes
good.
in, Adam or God? Adam or God, who had the better rig? Hashtag AskTGC. Now,
it's like the follow-up of like, have we got anything to do with this?
Yeah.
Adam or God, rig, thoughts?
Yeah.
Stonks.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe is the term.
Well, Adam obviously being the
main tanner.
The main tanner in the Bible.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first code on earth, I guess.
Yeah.
Or God, who had the better rig? Okay.
I got a few thoughts.
Please.
Well, Adam was made out of clay. So, first of all, excellent Roland Garros, I would have thought, right at home there.
Eve was made out of Adam's rib.
That's what I was going to say. But he must have had a tight enough setup where Adam's setup was so tight, mate, in the Garden of Eden that God decided that he could make womankind out of Adam's rib. So it's got to be pretty decent, right? But Adam and Eve then felt shame after they had a chat with the talking snake, remember? Yeah. And then they felt shame because they ate the apple, then they felt shame.
Yeah.
So, like, how tight could the setup have been if they felt shame about being naked all of a sudden? Now, you and I have both walked into, Woolworths in Bondi, and there's blokes buying scented macadamias who are basically naked.
Yes.
So, like, if you got a tight setup, you feel no shame. So, but then God is often depicted as, firstly, white, so disadvantage there. Secondly, he's an aging, grey-bearded coat with, ironically, a God complex. And his actions are very much tantamount to having small man syndrome. Plagues, locusts, killing firstborns. Any danger? Have a look at yourself. Small man syndrome.
God has small man syndrome.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he'd be, Would God get cancelled? Maybe God is cancelled.
Maybe.
Does that story that you told, and it is just a story.
What do you mean?
About Adam eating the apple and feeling shame.
Yeah.
Maybe it says a bit about the nutritional properties of apples. Vis-a-vis your
Does anyone
rig.
look into that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are apples good for the rig? Here and there. I wouldn't say they're...
Bit of fibre.
Yeah.
Fructose.
Bit of fructose and fibre. But they're not bringing out a six-pack, are they?
Are apples cancelled?
Yeah. God has a pretty big rig in some pictures. Like, he's depicted as having a pretty muscular setup. And
Shoulders?
Big shoulders, big chest for days.
Chest for days.
Back for days.
I think actually chest was on the 4th day.
Yeah, bit of a stovepipe. He misses leg day, God.
I think leg day was the 6th day because the 7th day he rested.
He rested, yeah.
He had a lot of lactic acid.
All through like the Vatican and stuff like that,
Yeah.
God God's got a big upper body.
Yeah.
But it narrows out, which a lot of guys like.
Yeah. Try and get the V, aren't you?
He ain't squatting.
No squats.
He's trying to get the V, yeah.
What?
But like, God's old, right?
He's old. Yeah.
I mean,
which is fine.
God's a sky daddy, but he's old when he's painted or whatever. And Adam's young, so it's old dog versus young buck stuff.
Yep. Okay.
So that's a matter of taste for people in terms of better rig, because an old strong rig that gets people going. Mm-hmm. And I just wondered if there's any like good rigs in other religions. Like I'm sure there are. I looked it up.
This would be good.
Yeah. Well, I just typed in. Are there any rigs? Are there any rigs in Hinduism? What? Into Google, right? And I was like, nothing's going to come up here. But the Rig Veda, Rigveda, the Rig Veda is an ancient Indian collection of Vedic Sanskrit hymns. It is one of the 4 sacred canonical texts of Hinduism known as the Vedas. The Rig Veda.
How's the rig on it?
Always outfering us.
Fucking hell.
The Vedas as a whole are classified as Shruti in Hindu tradition.
Okay.
This has been compared to the concept of divine revelation in Western religious tradition, pardon me. But Stahl argues that it is nowhere stated that the Veda was revealed, and that Shruti simply means that what is heard in the sense that it is transmitted from father to son or from teacher to pupil. So, more dad stuff.
Get your hashtag AskTGC questions in the comments below. We see, guys. When's the next game? I don't know. It's soon. Sunday. England and Australia.
And also India, I think.
India
we're doing
them
two at once.
Yeah.
We're going 2 at once, aren't we?
I can't remember. Check the schedule.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
Whenever they play, we'll do something.
See you guys next time.